Liverpool had been a bit sluggish lately. They got smacked around at Anfield by Atalanta. They were held by Brighton. Something was off. It feels as though this could be a start of a wobble. But then we got the game tonight, and suddenly it was like Liverpool from last season had returned. Wolves couldn't get close to the Reds, and it all feels like fate as this was the first game where fans were allowed back into Anfield ever since the game against Atletico Madrid, where the invincibility of this great stadium was started. After months away, missing the chance to see their player lift the Premier League trophy for the first time in 30 years, the Anfield faithful returned with new vigor and fully restored the hallowed house of Anfield and their unconquerable best. Because when you look at it, there's no way that Liverpool should have won this game with the players they had out, with the ferocity of their opponent. This simply should not have happened, and yet it did. They were a better team and picked up a huge win. Why? Because the Liverpool fans give their team an extra level of energy and extra gear to go to. The Reds simply refused to let them down. Part of what made that Anfield defeat to Atletico Madrid so maddening was that it came almost exclusively because of Adrian in goal. Two massive errors led to the killer goals. Well, now they can call on Colin Kelleher. The 22-year-old Irishman made his Liverpool debut in the Champions League this week and now made his Premier League debut and was just very solid. Kelleher wasn't diving all around his goal, he was just keeping goal, doing the basic well. Every time that's something Adrian struggled with, but it is one of Alisson's greatest strengths. Kelleher replicates that sense of calm as he leaves his line to collect crosses or passes the ball well off each foot. Wolves gave it a good go at Anfield, and for the first half they seemed to be in it really. They gave as good as they got. They just couldn't make the most of any of their attacks, no matter how often Adama Traore, Daniel Podense or Pedro Neto would beat their man and send balls into the box. Nothing seemed to come of it. The reason was simple. The lack of Raul Jimenez was brutal. The Mexican striker was seriously injured a week ago against Arsenal, and Wolves today showed why they will struggle without his reference to bounce their mobile attackers off. Something people often wondered will be how Liverpool will cope without their phenomenal creative wizard, Alexander-Arnold. The fullback went down with an injury against Manchester City and he's missed the subsequent month of action. Still, the Reds did seem to lack something about him and won just 2 of those 4 games, losing and drawing on the others. Well, now he's back. He came off the bench today with the score at 3-0, and within just 10 minutes, he had created a goal with a cross of almost incomparable beauty. Poor Andy Robertson spent the whole game running up and down the left flank, putting in cross after cross, with no joy, and then the kids wrapped up and does that so effortlessly. Despite the absence of Virgil van Dijk and Alisson, Liverpool hit a gear against Wolves that we have not seen much this season. Perhaps only Leicester have felt it so far, and Leicester always gets slapped by Liverpool, so that's a tricky one to choose. Wolves just couldn't get going at Anfield. Every time they get past Liverpool midfield, Fabinho shoot them down. The elegant Brazilian strode out the pitch, doing his best Van Dijk impression with a game-high 5 clearances. Andy Robertson was great, Colin Kelleher was commanding, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah simply electric. Gini Wijnaldum and Jordan Henderson picked their moments to strike decisive blows. Alexander-Arnold returned with a bang. Liverpool pushed forward, giving Wolves nothing but punching on every defensive mistake or break off the ball to juice their visitors. This was their war machine roaring back to life. This was them finding that stride which saw them gallop away from every other Premier League team last season.